This program contains subject matter and language that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Who are you talking to? Mom, get the out of my room. What's it to you? It's your father, isn't it? It doesn't matter. It's none of your business. Yes, it is my business. I'm your mother. Well, you didn't raise me like any kind of daughter.
Now that I know that I did that wrong, it's too late because there's nothing left that I can praise her for because she's gone so far downhill.
I always knew Emily had a troubled life, but I never thought it would get this far.
I tried to be there for her, but I couldn't always be there because I had a job, and she went through a lot of babysitters, and I feel really guilty about it because I couldn't always be there when she needed her mother.
I'm Emily Stevenson, and I have an alcohol addiction. Well, I was 14 when it kind of started. I don't know, my friend took me to a party, had a couple shots, and I just really liked the feeling. It made me forget. The more I had, the more I forgot how shitty of a life I had. I loved it.
My name's Tracy Stevenson, and I'm Emily's mom.
I'm Sarah Miller, and I went to school with Emily. I noticed that she never developed as quick as the other kids did. She had a really hard time at school. She had lots of accidents.
I'm Rachel Dolan. I am a personal support worker at Emily's school, and I've worked with her since she was younger when she first started having developmental issues.
Hi, my name's Paula Nelson. I'm Tracy's sister and Emily's aunt. I had a little girl about 5 months after Tracy had Emily, and I realized that while they were developing, my daughter started to walk and talk and everything a little bit faster, and she was interacting with me. And I realized that Tracy was always working and she didn't spend enough time with Emily. And I'd tell her over and over again that she needed to spend more time with her because she wasn't developing enough. And I'd offered to take her into my hands and take care of her because I was at home with my little girl, and she didn't want that. She wanted a babysitter, and she was always busy and out with boyfriends. She had multiple boyfriends, and she wasn't really there for her.
My parents were out of the picture, and they didn't support me at all, so I only had myself. And I tried to be there for her, but sorry.
Well, my mom was like never there for me when I was like younger, but now that I kind of have a problem, she's always on my back, and she kind of wants to be my mom. I mean, I don't really have that much of a problem, so I don't know why she's always on my back. I mean, I can get over it. I can deal with my life.
Being a good mom, you have to love them, let their creativity show, spend lots of time with them, and like praise them for their accomplishments. And really, Tracy didn't do any of that. Like, she didn't let her participate in activities with other people and like participate. Like, I had my daughter in dancing and gymnastics, and she loved it, and I tried to get her to put Emily in that, but Emily wasn't willing to go into that because she was uncomfortable being around others. And I even noticed when Emily would come over to my house and my daughter and I would be doing activities, and Emily would join, she really had no interest, and she couldn't show any like love and towards us and stuff. Like, she was just uncomfortable being around her own aunt and cousin.
Really, Emily? It's Tuesday and it's 3 o'clock. What are you doing? Nice of you to care now. Now all of a sudden you're gonna care about me? Whole 18 years you didn't give 2 shits. Fuck. Get the...
We looked into different learning disabilities, and we realized it was more of like a mental situation, so we looked more into her home life, and we discovered that problems at home had made her develop a lack of self-esteem.
I love my sister Tracy and my niece Emily, and I know that Tracy has potential to be a good mom, but it happened too young. She wasn't far enough along in her life, and it just breaks my heart to see them like this and knowing that they won't let me help them.
Alright, so I just want to warn you all that Emily may not be as welcoming, say, to this intervention as what you all are. Now, don't be alarmed by her reaction. Just try to make her realize that it is for her own benefit.
What the hell is this, guys? Mom, what are you doing? What? Seriously? What's this
Emily,
camera?
Emily,
No,
Emily,
no!
Emily,
Come sit
Emily,
down!
I'm doing this for you.
We're trying to help you.
Come on.
Emily, this is for you.
Good afternoon, Emily. Welcome here to this group that we've set up for you. Just wanted to begin with saying that the people that are around you right now are the people that love you the most in life. Now, before we begin, I just wanted to notify you that we are all here to help you because we realize that you have a problem. Now, before we start, do you have any questions?
Like, all I want to know is why the hell I'm here. Like, why is this happening? I don't need to be here.
Emily, you do have a problem. We're trying to help you. We all love you.
Did I cause this? Is this something to do with the way I raised her?
Well, in certain aspects of a child's development, nurture will take a precedent over nature. Now, the way that I like to think about it is that there are 8 stages of a child's development. We can begin with the idea of trust versus mistrust. Here we go. This first stage, I, as well as many other psychologists, believe to be the most important stage in a person's life. It begins from the moment you are born, and it deals with the quality of care one receives when an infant. Now, if you do receive quality care during these times, then you will feel safe and secure. Now, if you're able to develop with poor care throughout your life, you will not develop trust, and in doing so, it'll result in fear, and you may feel rejected. The second stage is what we like to call autonomy versus shame. Now, children during this stage are learning right from wrong, as well as earning confidence in their abilities. Now, children in this stage are acquiring new skills, and encouragement from caregivers is extremely important. Now, mistakes made during this stage by parents could be giving negative response to the child's actions, as well as disencouragement.
You know, Mom, you never encouraged me for anything. I felt bad all the time. You never told me I did a good job at anything. You just pointed out my mistakes.
That was really good. It's important to communicate during this process. Now, the third stage is initiative versus guilt. This happens until the child is about 5, and it's where the child begins making good choices. Play and imagination are very important, and a child's sense of success leads to a further sense of purpose, and failure results in guilt and dependency on others.
I was a social worker at Emily's school, and we had a lot of issues with her in class. And one of the things we definitely noticed was that she was unable to play with other children, and that sense of encouragement at home was definitely missing.
Now, this next stage is what we refer to as industry versus inferiority. This is the stage where a child's education and peer group will have major significance upon the child's self-esteem. It is also where a child will learn to read and write, and teachers will have great significance upon it. Now, how did Emily fare in school?
She always had problems with schoolwork. I always got calls from teachers telling me about problems that had happened. She always needed help with her work. And
As we got older, all of our friends kind of started to branch off into our own little groups, and Emily kind of didn't really hold a place in any of that.
I have a daughter a couple months younger than Emily, and I realized that she was developing a little bit faster than Emily, and walking and talking, and she would come home and do her homework with me, and she would bring her friends home after school, and Emily didn't have any friends that she could take home after school, and she was lacking that interaction with other kids.
So this stage is identity versus role confusion. Now, this is the stage where a child will undergo the transformation from adolescent to adult. Now, the body image will change very much throughout this stage, and it has a lot to do with exploring who you are and who you would like to be. Now, sometimes these children can undergo a lot of confusion with who they are and where they want to go in life. I feel that a great role model is especially important during this stage. So the stage that you're currently in, we refer to as intimacy versus isolation. Now, during young adulthood, we should start to share ourselves more personally with others. We form stronger intimate relationships with people outside of our family. We also develop commitment, safety, and care within a relationship if we succeed this task. Avoiding intimacy Fear of commitment and close relationships can lead to isolation, loneliness, and even depression. Now, a stage that you have to look forward to if you continue to work towards it would be generativity versus stagnation. Now, during middle adulthood, we begin to build our careers, settle down with family, and see life a little more clearly. Now, we begin to give back to society through the upbringing of our children, being successful at work, and becoming involved. If we do not complete these, we feel unaccomplished. And I feel that I, as well as those around you, are afraid of you becoming unaccomplished.
Like, I don't want this to happen to you. You need to get help. We need to stop this.
The eighth and final stage is known as integrity versus despair. This begins once we hit our senior age and our lives tend to slow down and we begin to reflect on the life that we have led. Now, if we feel that we haven't accomplished much or feel guilt about the past, we become dissatisfied and develop despair. Now, hoping that this doesn't happen to you, you could lead a life that can be successful once looked back upon, and we're hoping that with our help, you can do so. Now, Emily, we're going to ask that you accept further help at a rehabilitation clinic. This will help you heal, and you're going to be able to communicate more openly with those around you. Our question for you is, are you ready to do this?
We'll help you, Emily. I think it's a good idea that you do this.
We're all here for you, and you need this.
Okay, I'll do it.
Great.